Hello everybody, hi. Today I want to talk a little bit about the new footage and details that have been revealed about Pokemon Arceus. I feel like quite often Pokemon gets waves of hate on almost anything they put out, whether it's deserved or not, but this video will be a little different. This is the most excited I've been for a Pokemon game since Pokemon X and Y when they first stepped into the third dimension, and I can't wait to share with you why I feel the way I do. But first, I'd like to thank RexWolf101 for becoming my latest subscriber. If the subscribe button beneath this video is still red, that means you haven't clicked it yet. Now I'm not saying you have to press the button, but I am saying it's unlikely you'd regret it. So, Game Freak is finally making an open-world Pokemon game. I feel like a large portion of kids that grew up around Pokemon have dreamed of something like this before, and now, in one way or another, it's finally becoming a reality. Surely it won't be exactly what any one person imagined, but I think they've got a really good set of ideas for this title. But before we get into those ideas, I just want to address the elephant in the room. The first trailer they showed for this game was horrendous. One of the most abhorrent and egregious things I've seen the Pokemon Company do in a long time. Somewhere, somehow, somebody made the executive decision that a trailer full of footage running at 15 frames per second was a good way to introduce this title to the world. This had me very apprehensive about the game from the start, and it was a real shame. The only thing I could really tell to my friends was, if they make it run better, maybe I'm interested. And I'm happy to announce that this is exactly what they did. Obviously we're still dealing with Nintendo and Game Freak, so the graphics aren't going to be anything crazy, but I'm glad they were at least able to make the game presentable in regular fashion. As it turns out, when a game isn't an eyesore, it becomes a lot easier to care about what the game can become. While we're talking about the graphics, I just want to mention that it looks more polished than Sword and Shield for sure. The lighting during different times of the day looks nicer on objects, the water doesn't look as flat and boring, and the taller blades of grass don't look as thrown around, if that makes sense. To me, the tall grass in Sword and Shield's wild area just look really patchy and out of place, while in Pokemon Arceus, it blends with the landscape a little better, kinda Breath of the Wild-esque. I know this game is a far cry from other Nintendo Switch titles graphically, but coming from the last Pokemon game, this looks much better to me. One thing that follows the past couple generations of Pokemon though is region-specific Pokemon. Now, normally I'm not very keen on the idea of having Pokemon we already know take on new forms, but this time it's wilderness themed, and the ones they've shown so far look great in my opinion. Now instead of having tropical Pokemon from Hawaii or nicely dressed Pokemon from the UK, we seem to be getting Pokemon that have evolved to match their living conditions. In my opinion, that's a way cooler theme to take as region-specific Pokemon become more inevitable. Another thing I would say has improved with this title is Pokemon's battle animations. While Pokemon Sword and Shield were famously ridiculed for having the Pokemon generally stand still or perform a general movement when they used an attack, it seems like this game is trying to break away from that tradition. In this snippet here, we can see that Lucario is animated to perform his attacks, and while these animations seem sort of primitive, or perhaps they're just unfinished at this point in time, I think the fact that they're doing this at all is a good sign. We get to see more in-depth animations with the new large and dangerous Pokemon that are out in the wilderness as well, and the fact that you have to dodge roll out of their attacks just excites me. Even if the dodge roll is all the action the trainer really gets to see in this game, I think it's a good step forward into making it feel like your trainer is actually a part of the action rather than serving largely as a player avatar between battles. One more thing about the battle system that I loved was that they're actually changing it. I didn't see this coming at all to be honest, but the fact that we have a speed consideration as a primary focus now is awesome. Now if your Pokemon's speed stat is way higher than the opposing Pokemon, you actually get to perform more attacks in the time it would take for them to do one. And not only this, but there are apparently moves with different boosts depending on whether you want it to be slow and hard hitting or quick and agile. This whole idea of placing a Pokemon battle on the shoulders of your Pokemon's speed stat sounds great to me. This is kind of what I've been looking forward to since Pokemon started breaking into the 3D space at all. Even if it took a while to get here, I'm excited that the idea is finally being tested. The way I see it, this could be a huge foot in the door for future mainline Pokemon installments, or at the very least, a solid series to keep running alongside the classic experience. Thank you for watching. Here's a quick reminder that you should be subscribed to my channel, and let me know what you think about Pokemon Arceus so far in the comments. My name's Myloe, and I'm out.